Faye, we're here at the Olympic Park in Stratford. You've had a bit of involvement at the UEFA Festival. Tell us what you're up to.
Well, there's a local school that have won a competition, girls team, to come here and get some skills and coaching off of the UEFA ambassadors, which included me and Steffi Jones on the German team. We're just giving them some tips and also watching some of the girls teams playing in a little tournament.
And how nice is it to see both Champions League finals back in London? Obviously the women's at Stamford Bridge and the men's final at Wembley.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Obviously for the women's to be at Stamford Bridge is a great iconic stadium, and also at Wembley. It was here 2 years ago, and just the atmosphere and the kind of buzz it gives the city. For such pinnacle games in club football to be in London is obviously fantastic, and for the women's game to be 2 days before the men's final, it really helps to build the profile of the game, and it's been a massive move, I think, for the women's competition.
Just looking at the FA Women's Cup final on Sunday, Faye, see your old team Arsenal in another final after missing out last year. How do you see the game going?
Well, I think it'll be an interesting, tight game because Bristol have started the season fantastically. They're top of the WSL with 3 games and 9 points, and had a great run to get to the final again. And I think they're a real strong up-and-coming team for a team that's yet relatively young in its existence. So, obviously formed for the WSL 3 years ago. So, they've done brilliantly. They've got a great structure, and they're full of confidence. At the moment, they've got 2 great signings in Spanish internationals in Del Rio and Natalia to add a bit of attacking strength to their team, because I think that's what they've been missing in the last few years. They've been good defensively, but always not. You didn't think they were going to fret you, scoring goals. So, and Arsenal at the moment, we've been playing well. We just haven't been converting the chances. So, for the team, that's obviously the biggest thing that they need to do. But obviously, they have the experience of playing in so many cup finals over Bristol, and they don't quite have that experience. And they're quite a young team, so it'll be interesting to see how they handle the occasion.
You touched on it a second ago, Arsenal's start to the season maybe not being what they would have wished. They obviously got knocked out of the semi-final by Chelsea last year. And you knowing most of the Arsenal girls more than most, how much will they be hurting after last year?
Massively. I remember when we played, you didn't want to watch the final if you weren't in it. You couldn't bring yourself to it, and I know a lot of the girls were like that. And against Chelsea last year in the semi, it was a similar story really, that they created so many chances, but on that day the keeper, Sarah Quantrell, was in inspired form and kind of kept us out, and the girls were so up for it to say, we want to be back in that final and get the hands on the trophy again.